Hello, friends. My name is Maximus, and I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the fourth episode of Catches and Cantrips, where some of your favorite streamers play Dungeons and Dragons live on Friday nights. I'm joined by the fantastic cast of Bunny Dreadful, Mac and Cheese Please, Virtual Spectre, and Moobs Like Jagger from the Glorious Gaming Network. So excited that y'all still want to roll dice with me.
Yes. Every week I'm like, let's go Friday.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah. So everybody cross your fingers because I think I've fixed the weird Roll20 map issues. I'm sure that there may be some issues that pop up because, Murphy's Law runs rampant around here apparently. But hopefully it's a much better experience for you all. As always, Casters and Cantrips merch, I should know how to say that since, it's my thing, is available. Interlinkdesigns.com/Casters and Cantrips. So if you want to support the show, that's one way that you can do it. It helps me with licensing fun music and amazing maps for the show. But now with all of that stuff out of the way, let's get settled in and prepare for tonight's episode of Casters and Cantrips. Last time, the party met with the Justicar Katria Gamage and the Arcanist Ixius Soleri. They were able to help the Justicar investigate a broken cart that was used to infiltrate the town. The party found an insignia on the underside of the cart, denoting that it belonged to a farmer in the hamlets. The Justicar then told the party she would pay them to take care of this Bandit King problem. After helping her, the group was invited into the home of the Arcanist, Ixius Soleri. They learned that she's missing an arcane artifact that she uses as a focus for her research. She described it as a large spherical object that's emerald in color. She also agreed that the party can keep any other items they find as per the contract they agreed to. The party also met Bickwin the Turtle as they traded items with him in his shop Good Goods. They sought out Guard Captain Malin Dumaine, where they found information that the kobolds were coming from the west through the forest. They were also directed to seek out Sir Virgil Perrin in the hamlets to the north of the village. The group set north to the hamlets where they met Sir Virgil, a retired knight from the Vantis Kingdom. While speaking with him, the group was ambushed by bandits on horseback. The group was able to defeat the bandits and capture 3 of them. During the interrogation, Vin spontaneously casted a spell on herself and became very confused with the situation. Ultimately, she pulled a dagger and stabbed one of the captured bandits, killing him instantly. After this happened, the group accompanied Sir Virgil on horseback to Aramor with the 2 remaining prisoners in tow to turn them over to the town guard. They also learned that Alindra, the village's alchemist, has been missing since she went to deliver some medicine to the hamlets. They went back to the Wooden Duck to turn in for the night at the inn. When they arrived, they got a return message from Captain Dalius Virago, saying that he'll be in the port town should they need passage after their stay in Aramor. The group then had a heart-to-heart with Vin about what transpired with the bandit earlier that day. And that's where we'll start our game the next day after you wake up at the end. That was a whole lot of recap. Y'all did a whole lot last session.
We did.
So,
a lot happened.
You are in the Wooden Duck Tavern. You come downstairs in the morning, and you can see that the patrons are inside, and Sir Virgil is at a table waiting for you.
Good morning, Sir Virgil.
Good morning.
Anyone up for some food?
Yes, breakfast would be excellent.
Yeah, I'm wiped. What do you have?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing I always have. Azira stands behind the bar. Would you like breakfast or not?
Aye.
Yeah, but what is it?
Well, it's the same thing we had last time. You've got eggs, and you've got some bread, and some cheese.
I'll take all of it.
Yeah, could we have some extra cheese? Thank you.
All right,
Fine.
I'll take it too.
Only like saved the whole town's lives, and you know, not a big deal, I guess.
Will you be having mead with your breakfast?
Not
Yes.
for me.
All right. She gets the mead and gets one for you, Ron. If no one else partakes, she goes in the back to make your breakfast. As Sir Virgil is there at the table with you. So, what's the plan? Are we taking on the Bandit King?
Well,
Yes, that is the plan.
seems
I
to be the
think so.
plan, yeah.
And then we're going to punch some kobolds.
Yeah.
What plan is best for attacking the Bandit King? I'm sure he's noticed his missing troops by now.
It's entirely
Do you think they'll
possible.
be ready?
You can't know for sure, but I think any advantage we can take, we should take it. As far as I know, there's this fortress to the north where the rivers meet and form the Emerlon River. There's supposedly there some dilapidated old stronghold.
I think we should just walk right up to the gate and we should challenge him to 1v1 combat.
What's the stronghold made out of? Wood?
I'm not sure, I haven't been there.
Oh, I like where your brain is going, Vin. This is a very intelligent plan.
I mean, I have the resources. We could
Is it so?
always just burn them. Wait, was anyone supposed to be alive besides the main guy, the head honcho? Everyone else can die.
To be fair, we did learn that they are not like, how you say, willing participants in this banditry.
Yes. Any are forced to be,
Yeah, probably should not.
want to
just,
say,
you know.
enslaved.
That's
Hmm.
pretty accurate.
Join or die is basically what happened. So maybe we not kill everyone.
Okay, well, maybe we don't burn the place down then.
Let's just leave that as like a backup plan.
Okay.
So, what's the plan of attack? You all being professionals, I've been out of the game for quite a while.
Well, I think we need some more information.
Professionals.
Yes, we are not used to taking on 30 or 20 bandits at once.
You're all very bad at counting. He said he thinks that there might be 20 to 30, but we've already killed 5. Well, dealt
That
with
is still
5.
within parameters of 20 to 30.
It will be less than 30. I can take 5 myself.
There's
And I
absolutely
also
no way
can
we
take
can get.
5.
There's no way we can get any more support from any of the other fighting men in this town.
Well, I spent the day yesterday talking to the Lord and to the Justicar while you all were working your own business, and it doesn't appear that we can. They're completely dedicated to protecting the town, which I understand is I've taken heavy losses as well from the kobolds.
I don't think we need help. I think we're fine. I can take 5. Ron can take more than 5. Look at him. He's very strong. Vin, I mean, if she gets the right spell this time, she could probably take more than 5. Falcan, as long as he's got some sugar in his system, we're good.
What if we wait? So they went on a patrol, or they were just around. What if we get them again while they're out, and not necessarily meet them at their camp, but like pick them off one by one? That way, we're not necessarily going in to a group of people, but we can handle small groups, and then you can take them and bring them to justice, and we will do non-lethal killing if it can be helped.
Do you know how to cast, what is it? It's like a spell that creates like an illusion. It's like not a very big one, but like a not so big illusion. I've read about this, but I don't know how.
Yeah, so there are spells that exist like that. I unfortunately don't know that. The
Because
only
it does not
illusionary
set
spell
someone
I
on
know
fire.
is
Understood.
invisibility.
Okay. Oh, invisibility. Oh.
Yeah, I can go invisible.
You say so. Okay, let's just go sneak into the fort. Someone invisible can go in there and we can get more information.
Yeah, I can do it to anybody. So our beefiest boy,
Or stealthiest lady.
or stealthiest lady, I can
boy.
just touch them and they become invisible.
Yes, I am
Ron
not
is very stealthy. He just stands very still. Most people think he is tree.
I mean, elf. Pretty sneaky.
Is it working?
It is working so great, Ron.
You can see me.
No, I can't see you at all. Ron, where did you go?
Okay, I'm here. Ron here.
Oh, Ron!
I don't do that in combat.
Oh,
He's
Ron cannot
being
wait.
what's called sarcastic.
Yeah, but the first time it doesn't work, it's going to be very funny for the rest of us. He'll be okay. He's very tough.
So
I
it
can
did
heal.
not work. It did not work.
It totally worked. Great.
Okay, Ron is ready.
Yeah.
Ron does not need invisibility spell.
Scout's honor.
You
Perfect.
guys.
No. Of course, we stand Velkainen. He is, I'd say, he is very tiny and thin. And,
Hey,
like blends
Hey.
into background. Like you don't even notice him.
I'm not that small, all right?
Yeah, compared to Ron.
Yes, you are very small.
See?
Okay, you make a point. So what are we hoping to learn by sending somebody in there?
The numbers of their forces, if they are being enslaved, if they are prisoners, what the Bandit King looks like, and if you think he is very tough, what their rations situation is. Maybe we just starve them out, Is it flammable? Is anything flammable? Is all of it flammable?
Flammable is my middle name, baby. Let's go.
Yep.
I mean, of course we're not trying to kill him, right? Of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not trying.
How was it you came to be
kill
part
them.
of the guild anyways? We will talk more later.
I don't know
Okay,
if you understand how dangerous you really are.
She does not.
I am unaware of what may or may not happen. Again, we've been fighting together for how long? I've casted how many spells, and none of the sorts has happened before. That was an anomaly. Probably will never happen again. I didn't mean to kill anybody. It was an accident.
This only happened once, so yes.
Alright, so what's the plan?
So I just said the plan. We were going to go and sneak up. One person goes invisible, and they go in and scout it out and come back, and then we make a better plan.
Okay, how far is the encampment? Is it in a forested area? Can we all hide in the forest and await this person to come back? Is it all in the open? Like, what's the deets?
I haven't been there, so we'll just have to see when we get there. I know that the
Good.
river
We shall
is
scout it out.
where the rivers
Okay.
meet is 2 days, day and a half maybe.
What are we waiting for? If we can go and time it out so that we get there early morning, like 4 or 5 a.m. type morning, maybe we can get them while they're sleeping and stealthily kill them.
No.
I mean, take them against their will stealthily.
Well,
I can sneak, but I don't know
You
if I
say
make a good assassin.
things, you make it sound worse than it is all the times. I don't understand. Okay, yes.
To be clear, because you wink, it is lie, but not lie?
Yeah.
So we not kill for real.
Yeah, we do it stealthily. Not for real.
This
It's
is not going to end good.
it'll be fine. It'll be fine, I promise. Not, like, what could go wrong?
I mean, they
Okay.
can heal third degree burn pretty well, actually, so that might be okay.
Ron believes we're ready.
And Sir Virgil kind of stands up and finishes his drink and just kind of puts it on the table and picks up his greatsword and says, I'll meet you by the horses.
Yes. I must go see horse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, I cannot wait to see Buttercup. She'll be so happy to see me.
All right, so you all finish your breakfast as it's brought to you during the conversation, and then Sir Virgil walks out, and I assume that you follow?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
saving some of the breakfast for the horses.
Gotcha.
A little treat.
So you make your way kind of around the Wooden Duck Tavern and Inn, where they've got kind of just a makeshift, like, awning that they're basically housing your horses and some others that have come back while the stables are being rebuilt. So you can get to your horses no problem, and your cart is also there. Ron.
Oh, we don't need cart today. Wait, we might have many prisoners. Ron will take, because Ron has to sit in it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ron is too heavy for a horse with all of his equipment.
I need to find you like an extra large horse, like I think you could ride on like a bear.
Ron can see riding bear be very good.
Yeah. We'll have to look into that later.
All right, so Sir Virgil gets his horse ready, and assume that you all do the same.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I get in the cart all
Ready to
sad because
go?
I can't ride a horse.
Hop on, ready to go.
All right, so you all set off, and you head north out of town along the road. Not a whole lot of traffic today. It's decent weather, not windy, not raining or anything. And you make your way along the road to the north. Fairly uneventful. You see some flora and fauna on the way. And then you find what appears to be the evening and maybe find a nice spot to camp. So it's up to you all if you want to keep riding or if you'd like to find somewhere to stop for the evening.
You said it's a 2-day trip?
About 2 days or a day and a half.
Yeah,
so
let's like pace ourselves towards the beginning then. Like, right?
Yep, so with horses, you could probably get there in a day and a half.
Mhm.
It's a little further than the hamlets, but when you went to the hamlets, you didn't have horses last time.
And we want to go before dawn, right? To arrive before dawn?
Yeah, so that way we can most easily, stealthily, invisibility check out what's going on and then come back with a plan while they're still sleeping. That way, if we can stealthily obtain them or even like not even wake any of the others, but just get to the king, that would be ideal.
So the way that it's gonna math out, if it's about a day and a half by horseback, you spend your first day about 8 hours worth of riding or so. You don't want to push too far beyond that. You're gonna have about 4 hours the next day, so you're gonna have to leave really, really early, like in the middle of the night, to sort of achieve the time span that you'd want, so you wouldn't get a long rest, essentially.
Are we aware of any dangers that lurk in the woods in this area? Is it dangerous to ride at night or,
I mean, other than bandits?
So you do know that this area, despite being around Aramore, is outside of the small villages that you had. It's pretty much just wilderness. Not a lot of civilization like you would see back in the kingdom. So, like you'd mentioned, bandits are a problem. Wildlife could also be a problem since it's not really.
It's fine. If a bear comes, then we are going to befriend it, and it is going to be Ron's new steed.
Yes, very easy.
I have wrestled many bears. It is very common in the north.
Yep. I would say that the caveat is Valken would be able to get a long rest since he's an elf, as long as he didn't take a watch, but
I feel like as long as we don't come across anything we need to fight, not taking a long rest, it should suit us fine.
Yes.
Alternatively, we could push through and like set up a mini camp ish without fire outside of their encampment if we find out that there's forest, or maybe just a mile or so down the road from them, and then we can get a little longer rest in.
Like push forward as far as possible, set up a stealthy camp,
Yeah.
and then long rest, and then be prepared to wake up at dawn of the following day.
Sure.
Not
Yeah.
even dawn, before dawn.
Yeah, we'll
Like
see how we
sleep
feel.
during the day kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, we could do that. We could push forward as like through night, then camp during the day, which will actually be easier for us to scout or to keep an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as the sun sets, dun, dun, dun,
all right.
fire.
So you
No,
all
not fire.
choose to push on.
Indeed.
So how late do you ride? Like the full, just about the full day and a half?
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
If we don't see anything that would make us be wary, like, you know, as we're traveling, but
So as you were riding through the night, you are starting to get tired. So I'd like you all to roll a Constitution saving throw for me, and then also
it's fine. What's the worst that could happen?
some perception checks.
What is this? A 7 Constitution.
Oh no.
At least I'm in the cart.
Falcon rolls a.
Actually,
11.
can he sleep since he's in the cart?
If someone else drives the horse for him, but
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be tied to like my horse.
I rolled a 24.
So you're good.
Natural 20. Let's go.
14 Constitution.
14, you're good. Falcon?
11.
11, you're also good. So as you're going, kind of riding hard through the night just from lack of sleep, you're gonna take 1 point of exhaustion, Ron. So what that means is you got disadvantage on ability checks until
Not
you
fun.
take a long rest.
Got it.
And then
Ron
get me
is sleepy.
some perception checks as well as you all are riding.
11.
6. Very perceptive.
5. Actually, no, that's a 7,
Nothing.
not a 1. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11.
7.
7. All right. So as you sort of kind of continue along the road through the night in the direction of where the kind of river splits off, seems fine. You don't really hear or see anything as you're kind of riding along. Eventually you do get to a point where sort of the road veers more kind of away from where the split of the river is. So you'll have to make a decision of how you want to get across. So further, you can see if there's a crossing, or you can kind of go towards where the river splits and see what your options are there. So as you are riding through the night, you start to see along the river where it kind of splits, and you think this might be the place to start looking for any kind of encampment or anything like that.
Do we need to do some type of survival check or?
So you were just basically in the area where the river is kind of splitting. It's about the same width and depth as it was previously where you'd gotten ambushed. So you just need to, if you want to cross the river, you could try and cross it with your horses through the water. You could see if there's a crossing further up the road. It's up to you all.
How strong is the river current?
It's not bad. It's definitely swimmable. Pretty similar to what it was earlier, where you saw the bandits were able to swim across it at a
Well, let's
slower
just cross
speed,
it.
but
I just don't want an Oregon Trail situation here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do not know
I got
about this
I got
Oregon
this
Trail.
cart, you know.
Yep.
If I can find like a long stick,
Sure.
just to ease Ron's worry, and I'm just gonna put the stick in the water, see how deep it goes.
Okay. So you easily find a long stick. You're out in the wilderness, and you kind of try and plop it out in the middle. It's probably a good 4 or 5 feet deep.
See, Ron, not that deep. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Excuse me, speak for yourself. I'm 5'4".
We'll be on.
But
horses,
you will be
okay?
on horse.
How tall are horses? I feel like I don't know. I feel like they're gonna go halfway of their bodies. Are they gonna be able to go? Are they gonna get washed away?
It's going to be fine. Everything is fine.
Horses.
It
are
is
big
just
beasties.
water.
I'm okay. I'm just really scared of it. Okay, I don't know what's gonna happen. Anything could happen here.
Or
Ron
if
can
you'd like, I
give
could just carry you
horses
across.
talk.
That might actually work. I would be. I feel safer
Ron's the tallest. He could carry you across if you like.
on your shoulders.
Yes.
Yes. And I hop on.
I'll grab your horse's lead and I'll
Like
I'm
lumber
gonna get
down
off my
so
horse
she can
and
jump on me.
I'll like guide the horses through the water.
Gotcha. So you're gonna guide the horses through the water, not gonna ride them. I'm assuming. Is that what you were saying?
No, I'm not gonna ride them. I'm gonna get off the
Falcon's
horses. I'm
riding
gonna
these.
take off most of my belongings so they don't get soaking wet. And my tidy whities. I don't care. And I'm gonna bring the horses right across through the river.
What will
This is
you do
very
with
cold.
the
It feels
cart?
like being home.
I guess we leave the cart, but then we'd have to go on. Well, I would have to go on foot.
How heavy's the cart? Maybe you can go back after you drop me off and make another trip and pick it up and hold it over your head.
From where we are at the river, is it possible to see maybe a building, atop of a building above some trees, or are we close enough that we might be able to see a fort from here?
That is a good question. To answer the first one, I had to look this up because I wasn't sure. According
Mhm.
to the Player's Handbook, a cart is 200 pounds. It's made of wood. You can try and make a perception check.
I feel like a horse can pull a cart across a river. Horses
That's
are
a
like
13.
A 13. You're kind of looking, and there's a lot of kind of forest cover in this area, and you can't make anything yet. But it's also very dark. Your dark vision only goes so far.
Oh yeah, it's only like what, 60?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Based on the stick that he kind of put in the river, Valken, the cart's probably going to be submerged if you pull it across with the horse.
Do we want to make a raft for it? Or are we trying to leave it? What is the best?
We know
try.
where it's at. We could come back for it if it's still here.
it's true.
We could hide it.
It might be smart to go on foot the rest of the way. A little slower, a little stealthier. Might be smart anyways.
Do we want to just leave all the horses on this side of the river then? And maybe hide them in the woods?
Might actually.
It is risky to leave animal in wild
Yeah.
woods.
How well trained are your horses? I know mine would stay
No,
here,
not
but
at all. We just found them.
Ron can
Be
speak
more
to
worried
horses
about
to stay.
That's
bears
true.
or wolves or other predatory things attacking them.
We just leave cart. It's okay. Ron will walk.
Okay, we leave the cart, but we're bringing the horses. We'll just hide the cart under some shrubbery, and we're going to continue on.
Mhm.
Ron's carrying Ben. Yeah.
Yeah, on the shoulders. And I would like to do like a cartwheel, like fun little hop onto it.
sure, easy enough. All right, so you are going across the river, and who is pulling the horses?
I've got the reins of the horses.
Give me an animal handling check.
Oh yeah, I should have seen that coming. Well, hope you guys didn't want horses.
Can I
Val-
give her advantage by me speaking to the horses and like
think
saying it's
Val
okay,
can.
it's cool?
Yeah.
Still riding his.
Fear not, horses. We will guide you across the river to safety.
15.
Okay. So initially they're kind of like stomping their feet as you get to the edge of the river, and then Ron kind of steps in and lets them know that everything's going to be okay, and then they kind of accept and then let you pull them across. All right. With your cart left behind and you crossing the river, you're all a little wet, a little tired from riding throughout the night, but you make it on the other side.
Sweet.
Okay. Continue on. Looking for a place to. Once we know we're getting close, we're going to start looking for a place to set up like a very stealthy camp so we can sleep through the day. Which is actually good because it means we won't need a fire to stay warm while we sleep.
Okay. So I would like you all to kind of give me some perception checks, or survival checks would also work in this instance.
Once
Just let me
again,
know which one
very
you choose.
perceptive.
Perception 18.
Perception 21.
Okay.
Survival,
Perception
8.
6.
Okay.
Boy.
What was your roll, Bryn? What were you rolling?
6. Perception.
Perception. Okay, so you're kind of looking through, Bryn, and you're just unable to see kind of through this tree cover. Then you're trying to pick up some tracks or any sign of people coming through this area, and you can't. But Valken, as well as Ron, you were able to sort of see just what looks to be like an unnatural break where the tree line is. So you think maybe that might be what you're looking for, and it's a little further, at least several hundred feet. Really can't see too well, but you kind of just see a break in the tree lines. You can't make anything out specifically, but
Okay. Let's leave people there.
so you're heading to that point.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you walking normally, or are you gonna try to be stealthy with your horses, or are you just checking it out?
If you want, I can go check it out.
Okay, Ron is tired.
I'm gonna go have a look at this thing over here.
Okay.
I'll just go up and see what I can see.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Stealth. That's a 14.
A 14. Okay. You basically make your way through the woods, and you kind of get to the point where you see the tree line kind of end abruptly. And from where you went on the edge of the tree line, probably about a good 300-400 feet away from where the party is, you can see just some dim firelight. At this point, it's getting to be about morning since you rode all night and then through there, so it's about 4 or so. And you can kind of see as the sky's getting a little pink from the sun about to rise. You see this large, basically a fort made of stone. You can see some torches and things. You really can't make anything else out from here.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of take it in and head back and let everybody else know what I saw. Like, I'm pretty sure our, that place we're looking for, it's over that way. It's all big structure, torches, the whole thing.
What
Pretty
was
sure
the
that's
structure
it.
made out of?
Structure stuff. I couldn't really tell. I wasn't really paying attention to that.
She just
That is
wants to know if it's
important to me.
flammable or not.
Well, maybe I ought to sneak closer then. That's the plan, right?
Well, the plan
Okay.
is
Are you-
to make you invisible, but I think it lasts only like an hour, maybe.
I
don't
can
know.
tell you it lasts up to 1 hour.
So you need to be within an hour
In and
to be
out.
able to get in and out.
But this is not the fort we're looking for. It is too soon.
Oh,
Is it?
there's more than one fort? This feels like information someone should have given us.
It's based on the
The old man
information
with us still?
that you know.
Yeah.
Or is it just us?
It's
He's
old
with
man's
us.
there with you. Based on the information
Oi.
that you'd gotten, they said it was about a day and a half. You rode through the night, so you did about a day and a half travel through the night, and it's north of the Y and the river, so you can reasonably suspect that this will probably be it. You can be sure.
This is probably it.
Did you need something, Falcon?
You think this is the place?
Really not too
How
sure of how
far
many.
from outside the shrubbery was it?
I'd say a couple 100 feet away.
Okay, so
break in
reasonably
the
you can get
trees,
through
and
it in an
it's-
hour to check it out inside and out.
Probably.
Did you see a way? Like, or is it
I couldn't
secured?
see much because we still don't have that much light. But I mean,
That's a good point.
torches are lit. It's probably being patrolled. There was some distance of open space, if I remember right, from where the tree line stops to the actual structure. So I don't know. I'd have to go invisible before moving out.
From what you saw, it's not like the tree line. There's an end in the dense forest, but it's not completely clear. There are some
Oh, it's not an open place.
some trees and such, but it's a lot more open than where you are now.
We need like a signal for if you get in trouble, like
Oh.
a bird call. You know, like a caw.
Yeah. Well, cycle through your bird calls. We can find the one
Yeah,
that
like
sounds
a
most
raven
natural.
call, like a kick, you know, something. No,
Yes, or like eagle, like.
Would you guys know what's
That
me
sounds-
though? I feel like there's a lot of birds out here.
so we pick one beforehand.
Pick
and you
one so
tell
we
us
know
and
what
we know it's
your
you.
distinct kind is. I want to cycle through yours, Vulcan. Like, let's go. Like, let's see what you have here.
Do your
What type
best
of birds
secret
can you
bird
do?
call.
Okay.
Make a performance check, Falcon.
I don't know how this. It's a 14.
It's pretty good. What is
It
your
is
bird
just like
call?
real
I don't
bird.
know, Like,
Yeah, it sounds very
like
convincing.
how close is everybody else gonna be to the base? Like,
We'll be like on the edge of the woods, you know.
okay. What if I'm inside? How? And
Well, you know, like birds can get inside forts sometimes.
yeah.
Well,
What if I
to be
get-
honest, if
what if I
the
get revealed?
invisibility spell drops, Vin is going to know, and we're going to assume that you're probably dead, and we're going to come in. But maybe you're like, I can't get out to you, but I can get on top of the wall, and I can like, caw.
Light something on fire. We'll know.
Mm.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's actually a very good plan.
Yeah, like a fire signal.
Should I have some sort of double disguise? Like if I get revealed, maybe have like a, I don't know. Does anybody have stuff I could use for like a fake beard or something?
I mean, I could cut off some of my hair if you want. We could like glue it to your
Yeah,
face.
I don't know if that.
That's
maybe.
fine. It'll grow back.
If
Oh,
Falcon
here,
get captured,
I
Falcon
dip
can
my
just
hands.
volunteer to join faction, and then wink.
Oh, good idea.
Ah.
I dip my hands in mud without even asking Vulcan if it's okay. I get my hands nice and like dirty, and then I wipe it on his face, and I'm like, "There, now you have morning stubble."
How do I
Yes,
look?
very
I mean, you don't-
I
convincing.
can't. Where's
Yeah, you don't
Vulcan? I
look like
can't even
you, to be
tell. Where
fair.
are you? You have beard now.
Yay.
Very good.
Good. We should be. This is 100% solid.
The good news
We're
is
good.
you also don't smell like yourself anymore either. Very good.
You're welcome.
Sonny. What?
So I think we're going to. We've all rested, right?
Mhm.
No.
No, we haven't rested
Oh.
yet.
So we're gonna rest, and then we're all gonna sneak up to the edge of the forest, and then he's gonna go invisible and go in there.
If we rest, we must move farther away. We are too close to fort.
Okay, so
Can we venture deeper into the woods?
Sure.
Like away
Just
from the
go
fort?
I mean, I guess we
to
don't
the-
have to rest if. I don't. It seems smart though, right?
If we don't rest, are we rolling a disadvantage or like what's the?
So that's why I did the Constitution saving throw to see if you could continue, and that's what happened with Vulcan, or not Vulcan. I'm sorry, Ron had failed. So right now he has 1 point of exhaustion.
But that's it. That's
Yeah.
what we have. So we could just.
no, we already
do it.
did the check. Yeah.
Yeah, so we could do it now.
Yeah.
I hate waiting. Let's go.
So it's about 4:30 in the morning. You can kind of see like I said earlier, the pink in the sky starting to come over the horizon. What do you do?
That's the perfect timing. I think we're gonna sneak up to the edge of the forest, and then Valkan is gonna sneak the rest of the way in and scope it out
Valkan's-
and come back.
Just cracking his knuckles, stretching. Okay. Hit me.
Wait, I want to hear your bird sound so we know what to listen for.
We'll just do a crow. About Aka!
Oh, it's
Okay.
oh,
It's pretty good.
so
Sounds
good.
good.
It's
All
so
right,
good.
let's do it.
Aka!
Yeah, we got it.
Good?
It's good. It's perfect.
Good.
Yeah. Right, we'll do a
Okay.
real crow. Ron seems to think it is a real crow. He's like looking out to this off to the side. Like I think you really tricked him.
This bird is not part of this region. Where did it come from?
I'm not sure, Ron,
Mercy.
but
Very good.
be prepared for a battle.
Okay.
I
Always
like
prepared
2
for
foot
battle.
stomp in front of like Valken. So I'm like right in front of his face, and then I boop his nose to make him go invisible.
Falcon, where did you go?
Where am I? I just gotta just stand there.
I imagine that we don't see you and we assume you've left and you're just standing there like,
So,
All right. So you are now invisible, Falcon.
yeah.
I say, remember, you have an hour.
I'll just okay. I have no way to tell the time.
the sun rising should tell you time.
Yes.
Okay, now
That's
go,
true.
go, go.
I'm gone. I'm working my way towards, sneakily
All right.
slinking my way towards closer to the structure.
So make a stealth check with advantage for me, since you are invisible.
Uh-huh. So 18.
18. All right. You think that you're pretty stealthy, and you kind of make your way across this kind of clearing with some trees, but not as dense as the forest was. What exactly
I'm
are
just
you looking
scanning
for?
as I'm getting closer, looking for people on the wall or guards out front or
Make a perception check.
that should be a 15.
15. Okay. As you are approaching, you can see that they do have some sentries on the top of the wall. You're not for sure what they have as far as weaponry. You're a little too far away, but you do see silhouettes of some people on top of this large wall. It's
Okay.
a good 20, 25 feet maybe. It was built to be like a fortress out here, some sort of fort. So you're making your way around. You can see sort of the front gate. It's got a portcullis that's down. And as you sort of approach from an angle, you notice with your perception, looks like there's some sort of a hole in one of the walls or something. As you get closer, you can see there's a large section missing. Crumbled stone around it.
Skyrim style broken down fort. Okay. Well, I'm gonna. That seems like the best way to head. So I'm gonna make my way towards the broken down portion.
Mhm.
And before like climbing over or crossing over, I'm just gonna look inside the walls there. Since am I able to just see? Is it a fully broken down section, or do I have to like climb up and look?
There's some wall section left on the ground, but it's trivial to climb over.
Okay. Before I go hopping through, just kind of want to look for anybody walking by, or maybe somebody up high looking down.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm invisible, but still.
So as you approached, you had noticed 2 separate sentries on either side of the broken wall. As you're approaching, you look inward and you see a few kind of dilapidated buildings, some people talking just inside, some in those buildings. Are you going to go further, or are you just at the entrance?
Am I able to get a count of how many people I see currently outside, including the people on the wall?
Sure. So right now in this particular area, you see 2 on the wall. You see 2 talking just inside, and you also see 2 kind of sitting underneath, just kind of like an awning, having a drink. That's in the immediate area.
And it's been about 10 minutes, 15 minutes for the spell.
Not
How
even
long have I
that
been
so
invisible?
far.
Not even that. Okay.
No, I mean, you're a monk, you're quick, and it's a few hundred feet away, so.
Well, I'm as quiet as possible. I want to take a closer look, so I'm going to try and get over the rubble and push further in to see if I can maybe look inside some buildings or see if I can notice anything else that might help us.
Sure. So as you kind of go over the rubble, you don't make a whole lot of sound based on your stealth roll, and it doesn't seem like anyone's noticed a couple of rocks falling off the pile. And you make your way in a little deeper. You can see the walls kind of square off around you. In the center, it looks like there's kind of an area where there's a large collection of tents.
Okay.
And you can just see people milling about. Some people look like they're packing things into crates. Some people look like they're putting things in piles. Some people walking around more of like sentries.
Am I able to gauge, based on looking at all these people, which ones might be the folks that were kind of coerced? Like, do they all look like battle hardened, like thugs, or do I notice which people might be, just not totally in it? Maybe
Sure.
just kind of there because they're there.
Make an insight check.
Okay. Insight is that's a 16.
Okay. So as you're inside of the fortress, you're making your way towards the middle area, and you can see that there are some people that are just packing boxes, putting things away, making food of the sort. You can see a large number of sort of like barrels and crates stacked up in areas. And then you see others that aren't doing much of the work. They're kind of just walking around, checking on things, seeing how things are going. So you with that score, you would think that there seems to be 2 different types of people in this camp. You're not for sure what exactly the delineation is, but there are people who are working, and then there's some people who are just kind of walking around as sentries.
Okay. Am I able to move a little bit closer to the cluster of tents that you mentioned in the middle?
Sure.
Maybe see if I can see the big tent that maybe has our target in it.
Okay.
If there is such a thing.
You can.
All right.
Go ahead and make me another stealth check with advantage.
Okay.
Stealth. That's a 20.
20. All right, so you feel pretty stealthy. You're kind of moving along the soft parts of the ground so you don't make any noise, trying to avoid people that are walking through. And you can kind of see that it's clustered almost in like an oval shape, where there's smaller tents kind of dotted around. And then there is a large tent in the center.
Okay. Am I at a position where I can see inside it, or is it like closed?
It's closed. And from the angle that you're in, you'd have to go around the camp and see if the flap is open.
Okay. Maybe how much? I'm still well within the hour, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I might as well just maneuver around it. I want to get as much visual information as possible, so just kind of want to move around to a point where I might be able to see more, maybe see the Bandit King or what's going on there.
Sure.
Oh.
So you kind of make your way around, and you can see just more people kind of packing things away. People walking around, basically being sentries, and you move your way pretty much complete halfway across this oval. And you can see this inside this large tent, the flap is open, and you can see two people just talking back and forth.
Okay. I got a little bit more daylight now too.
Yep.
Okay.
Looks like they're having a discussion, a little bit heated, but not really an argument.
Okay. I think the folks packing things up would probably have caught my attention a little. Does it look like they're packing things to maybe move out? Or just like these are treasures or something, they're just stashing them?
Yeah, so it's easy enough to see that the things that they're packing look like belongings, cookware, clothing, stuff of the sort. You don't really see like any treasures or anything, and you're right there, so it's pretty easy to see this.
So it looks like, at least some people are maybe gonna be leaving to go somewhere potentially.
Yep. Based on what you've seen too, a little less than the 20 to 30 range than what you were given.
Okay.
So not quite that many.
I kind of want to do something risky.
So while you're sitting
might help us.
While you're sitting and kind of waiting, you can kind of hear, the discussion. You can't really make out what they're saying. You're a little far away.
Oh yeah, what do my elf ears hear?
But you can see that the discussion's getting a little more heated. There's one person that is kind of pointing at someone's chest, and another person's like throwing their hands up, and it seems like they're about to get into a full-blown argument over something.
Interesting. As long as I'm in a spot where I feel comfortable that I won't be discovered, I kind of want to observe for a few more minutes and see how it plays out.
Mm-hmm. Are you staying where you are, or are you trying to get closer to listen?
I'm still invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident at this point. If I can get next to that tent on like one of the sides of it, I would like to try to do that.
Sure. So you're gonna have to go towards the middle of the camp. So roll me another.
Avoiding, trying to pick the path of least resistance, obviously.
Yep. Roll me another stealth check with advantage, since you are kind of going in the middle of everyone.
Mm-hmm. That's a 19.
Awesome. So you make your way in. You're kind of walking past a couple people that are loading things in a barrel, grain, things like that. You pass by person just kind of helping along with that, and you make your way to the side of this tent, and you can kind of hear the conversation as you get closer. And basically what you hear is one person is like, well, I don't understand why we have to load all this shit up and no one else is gonna help us. And then you
Did anyone
hear,
else hear him?
No.
Yeah, I think he's muted.
You're muted, Max.
You muted yourself.
ooh, I accidentally muted myself. Whoops. How much
Whatever
did you
said
hear?
seemed
Don't worry.
really good, though.
I know. I was. All we heard was
I
you
could
make
hear
your way
him
to
from
this
the other
tent,
room.
and then I was like,
Yeah.
wait, is it my internet? What
Yeah,
happened?
so
Awesome.
I thought this was like
just
a
said,
re-
repeat it all exactly.
Yeah.
I thought this was a real life environment because we weren't there. You muted us.
Yeah.
And you could
Yeah,
only
that'd
talk
be
to
amazing,
Mia.
wouldn't it?
If
I'd just be
only.
like a,
Well, you made it to the tent, and you kind of sit outside. Apologize for accidentally muting myself with my my ill-placed hotkey apparently. So you kind of sit there and you hear one person sort of say, "Well, I'm not sure why we have to continue and loading all this shit if we're the ones that are only out here helping. I mean, where the fuck the other people at anyway?" And then the other person you can kind of hear is a little more authoritative. "You're doing it because he says you're gonna do it, and if you don't, well, all those people outside, I'm pretty sure your girlfriend's here, isn't she? We wouldn't want you to go against what the Bandit King said, now would you?" And then you kind of hear the person kind of immediately back down. He's like, well, I mean, what? All right, we'll pack everything up. We'll do it. That's what I thought. Now get the fuck out of my tent. And you can see one person kind of open the flap and just kind of stomp their way out of the tent.
I want to lock on to that guy and see where he goes. The one that just came out of the tent.
Yep. So the one that came out of the tent, he kind of walks out and kind of looks over to a group of people that are kind of staring, and they couldn't help but overhear. And he just kind of looks at them. He's like, "What are you staring at? Start loading the shit!" And they kind of startle and go back to loading. And he makes his way off and then kind of starts making some rounds.
I heard him mention a girlfriend, but the guy, he didn't seem to be going towards a woman.
Mm-mm.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay. God, I want to do something so bad, but it could go very wrong.
Do it.
Those are the best
It's
moments.
D&D. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. So having heard that, I'm kind of getting a grasp on the situation. Clearly, there is Bandit King's loyalist guys, and then there's everybody else. So if I can pick out an individual that, in my opinion, doesn't look like a Bandit King thug, just like maybe somebody who's there doing work because they're forced to. If they're somebody is kind of off in a spot where it's not going to draw too much attention, I think I kind of want to approach somebody and maybe drop some hints that I'm there and that maybe potentially feed them information about, like, we're from Aramore, we're here to help, if that's possible. If I can see
Sure.
somebody that's a little bit isolated that doesn't look like your Bandit King thug guy.
You can try. So kind of the opposite side of where the opening of the tent was, you can see sort of two women are kind of loading up some crates. On the other side of the road, there is a man and a woman kind of preparing some food. And then there's also some at the front of the tent, but it doesn't seem like where you'd want to go. So any of those two groups would probably get what you're looking for.
So you said there's one with just a man and a woman doing
And they're
something?
preparing food.
And there was
And there's two women that are kind of loading belongings.
I think I want to move closer to the man and the woman.
Okay.
That seems, from where I'm at and seeing where people are patrolling, if that seems like the best opportunity, I
Sure.
would like to go to that one.
Okay.
Um,
So you can make your way over there pretty easily.
yeah, and just kind of like maybe for a minute or two, listen and see if they're talking about anything. Try to gauge their attitude.
Sure. So you're kind of sitting there, you're invisible, so they don't really see anything, and they're kind of just preparing food. And kind of the man looks over to the woman, and he's just kind of like, chopping some vegetables and some kind of roots. And he's like, I don't know how much longer we can stay here. I don't know. And then she looks at him and she goes, well, we ain't got a choice, do we? I mean, we have to do what they say. We have to load these things. I think we're leaving, but I don't know when or where yet. They won't tell us anything. And then he goes back to him and he says, that's the scary part is they don't tell us anything. I don't know what's happening at all. I haven't seen my wife in a week. I know she could be out, raiding. She could be with him, moving things. I don't know. And their conversation continues on.
Once I've listened in for a bit, I want to just kind of speak up a little bit and be like, food smells pretty good.
Yeah, and then the guy cutting, continues and he's just like, yeah, it'll be done. It'll be done when it's ready. Can't let you have any.
And I just kind of shh. Now, listen to me closely.
And when you say that, he kind of whirls around and doesn't see anyone.
And I just immediately go, relax, relax, relax. Just keep doing what you're doing. Okay.
The woman goes, who are you talking to? And he just kind of, his eyes are just wide.
She can't hear me?
They're on two opposite sides of the table. They're making the food together.
Can I like, do they have like a potato or like a bread or something sitting there maybe that I can pick up?
Sure.
Okay. I just kind of like pick up a roll or something and take a bite out of it.
So whenever you pick up the roll, and if I'm not mistaken, that when you are invisible, when you pick something up, it also becomes invisible with you.
Oh, it does?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, I still want to do that. And
so
then
you pick up this piece of bread and it disappears. And he kind of looks over and he's like,
relax. Relax.
You see he's just like sweating. He's about to like scream or do something irrational.
Before you do anything, I'm here from Aramore. Okay. Can I at least tell him I'm from Aramore before?
Oh, here we go.
That's a 6.
So,
oh no.
So you say, before you say anything, I'm from Air, and he goes, Sally, I think there's a ghost here. I think there's a ghost. And he starts yelling, there's a ghost. Oh God. And he puts the knife and he just kind of runs away. And she looks up, she goes, what do you mean there's a ghost? And she walks off to kind of follow him. And then you see two people kind of perk up that were kind of walking the perimeter. And they're like, hey, what's going on here? Get back to work. And they kind of follow them over away from where they were preparing the food.
Well, I just kind of like the roll that I took a bite of and set back down. I just like pick it back up and eat the rest of it. I'm like, fuck.
And you can kind of see from your vantage point, they didn't go too far, that the guard is kind of, the person that was kind of sentrying around is like in their face, like, basically giving them the what for, like, what are you doing? What's wrong? And the guy's just like, just wildly gesticulating. And you can hear him talking about ghosts and spirits of the fort and stuff like that.
Observing that, does it seem like they'll be returning to this spot anytime soon? Like, are the guards going to force them back over here? Or?
So, as you see, if you just watch the conversation and stay there, you see them, he's gesticulating and talking about ghosts and kind of points over there, and the guard turns and looks at kind of the table where they were preparing food. He grabs him by the arm and just starts marching him back over to the direction where you are.
Okay. I'm just going to kind of slide off to the side to make some space from the stand a little bit.
Okay. So they kind of come over and the guard's like, all right, now tell me whether there's a fucking ghost here. I don't see anything at all. And then he was like, well, I didn't see him because he's a ghost. I just heard him. And they're kind of arguing about whether there's a ghost or not. And then he looks to the woman and he's like, did you see anything? Well, I didn't see anything. I'm not sure what he's on about. And they're just kind of describing the situation to this guard.
How am I on time? Would I know? Like, do I have a feel for how much time I might have?
Yeah, so I would say that you are probably a good 30 minutes in at least.
Okay. I kind of, since I'm off to the side, I'm gonna let this scene play out for a little bit longer before I make my next move, just to see maybe if the guard leaves, if they return.
So their argument kind of continues, and then it ultimately comes to the guards like, there ain't no ghost. You get back to work. You make the food. And the guy's like, oh, all right. And then he kind of like looks at the guard, and the guard just stands there and has his arms crossed. And he's like, well then. Basically making sure that he's not trying to get out of work.
I could cause a whole bunch of trouble for a lot of people. Shit. What was the deal with the two women that you mentioned before?
They're just packing things away.
Kind of in a spot that's not immediately in the vicinity of guards or anything.
There's some that are patrolling. They're all around the area of the tents. It's not a relatively huge area, so...
Ah, man.
You kind of get just the sense that with being invisible, it might be pretty difficult to get people to talk to you without being pretty freaked out. With these being sort of normal folk from the frontier, might have heard of magic, but they really haven't experienced it or know what's going on. Their first inclination will be that there's a ghost or a spirit trying to talk to me.
Okay. Well, and I haven't seen the Bandit King yet. I'm assuming.
You don't know what he looks like.
Right. But the guy in the tent mentioned something about him, so the guy in the tent's clearly not the king. Okay. I guess I need to start working my way back towards the break in the wall.
Sure. So you can kind of retrace your steps easy enough. And you make your way over the rubble where the hole in the wall is. And you make your way back to where the rest of the group is.
Okay. I don't drop my invisibility yet, by the way.
You can't. It's Mac's spell, so she would have to. Or it's Vin's spell.
She would have to do it? So, yeah.
Unless you attack somebody.
If I'm near the group, I'm going to just kind of tap on one of Ron's shoulders.
Oh. I just fix my shoulder pads.
Tap on the other shoulder.
Oh, something strange. I'll turn around and look behind me.
I assume our friend is here because he wasn't very stealthy.
Was he not
can
stealthy?
return?
Old man heard me?
You just rolled high enough.
Oh. Damn it, old man. All right, I'm back. You can drop the invisibility.
I drop
can
it.
play tricks. On
Unless you
Ron.
want me to stay invisible, I can stay.
Well, actually, yeah. I don't drop it yet. I just like tell him or ask him, what did you see? How many people? What kind of materials? We need to know these things.
I just relay pretty much everything I saw. The amount of people I saw,
How many people was it?
what the demeanor was.
So to kind of recap, the total amount of people that he saw was 13. And based on what the insight that he rolled, some of them are basically packing things and cooking and doing some sort of like just odd jobs. And some people are like making the rounds, checking on the work, acting as sentries. And then there was the 2 people that were in the tent.
Can I make it clear that I might not have seen everybody, but it appears there's a lot less fighting thug-looking guys than we perhaps thought. So we might have a good opportunity if we take the right approach.
So where's the king?
I don't know. Didn't see him.
Did you check every single building tent inside?
Totally, I did not.
You had one job.
I think I've given
then
us quite a bit of information here.
How much of the
even
visibility
scared
is
a man
left
to
on
death.
him?
Huh?
Scared a man to death. This is not part of the plan.
It's a long story. He thought I was a ghost, and it was not a
You
ghost.
should have used that. You should have convinced all the guards there was a ghost in the fortress.
Well, I don't know. That might have gotten some people killed. They didn't seem to take too kindly to somebody prattling on about a ghost.
How much time is left on the spell?
Maybe 10 minutes.
What, are you going to send me back in?
I was thinking about sending you back in. You didn't find out where the king was.
I do have, if it falls off while I'm in there, I do have the facial hair now. So
It's
I can
true.
pretend I'm someone else.
It does not seem like a lot of people, so now is a
I
good
think
time.
we should just go in and
go in.
start punching dudes.
We can interrogate people later.
What kind of dudes are we going to be punching if
Everyone that we see.
If the people in there sound like they don't want to even be in there in the first place and they're worried
Oh, I
about...
didn't say I would punch them to death. I just said I would punch them.
We will liberate
You're
these people.
sounding like me
Yeah.
here. We should be rational about this.
I'm being rational. If we go in there looking as ferocious as we do, Valken over here with his muddy face and Ron being all tough and strong and you with the fire in your eyes, the people that don't want to fight, they're not going to fight us. They're going to run and cower. It will be
Unless
very
they're
easy to know
made
who to fight.
I don't know.
Then I will say, I do not
Why?
want to fight you. We are just here for the king. Step aside. It will
I have
work.
a feeling that if we make it known, I'm sure since the old man is with us, they
That's true.
probably recognize that, maybe these
That's
guys
true.
are from Aramore.
They might actually help us.
Volcan brings up a very good point.
What do you think,
Actually-
old man?
Sir Virgil kind of thinks for a moment. It's a decent chance that once we turn the tides in battle, that some would lay down their arms.
Falcon,
like to get
the
the
way you went
advantage.
in, do you think we could get in stealthily, to where the people were cooking and maybe go and get your friends and bring them all into here?
No.
Okay.
Unless we were all invisible. They
Oh,
do have
that's what's
people
going to
watching the only opening in the wall that I could tell. So.
Oh.
It's either-
Yes, Ron is very big. They will notice Ron.
So unless we can be all invisible, I think our
How
only
tall are the
opportunity is
walls?
to
20,
Yeah.
25 feet.
Our chance to make us all visible is over, but I can cast the spell one more time. And I can also use Twin Spell to cast it on another person, so I can make 2 of us invisible.
Wait. If you do this twin spell shenanigans, is this going to make your wild magic happen?
Technically, the invisibility spell could make the wild magic happen, theoretically, but we should be good. It's fine. It's probably fine. But I'm just saying that I don't know a lot of these more advanced spells, so if I use this, some of my heavier hitters, not a thing. Just so you know, I have one more chance to do a big boy spell. So if we're gonna begin a battle, I'm just saying maybe we should prioritize.
Right.
Just saying.
We want you
Otherwise,
to be effective.
the other option is I use invisibility spell right now, get 2 of us invisible, save as many people as I can. We're pretty tired, take a long rest, come back at nighttime, and maybe the king will be there or something. I don't know.
People were leaving, right? So like maybe we just wait for them to leave and then we attack.
Yeah, we could scout shifts and sleep accordingly. See if we see anyone leaving. I don't know. It's honestly, there's many plans, but
If they are
you know our
relocating,
options.
maybe waiting is best choice.
Well, I forget, did I determine for sure that I thought they were going to be leaving, or was it just...
So from what you saw, they are packing things up, but it doesn't look like they're close to being done. There's
Right.
quite a few boxes there with things in it. There's stuff that's hasn't been packed yet. There's tents that are up, so
So if they are planning on moving out, it could be a while. Just saying.
Did
Yeah, we
any
should
of the
attack now.
ones that we fought previously live? They didn't, did they?
one of them did.
you took
At the
2
windmill?
bandits to the Just
boat.
Car in Aramore.
So they'd recognize us for sure.
No, I think we're okay. No one got away.
The boat guy at the boat got away.
Yeah. Oh, those that part of the same bandits?
He, when you captured him, he specifically said that he wasn't like the ones up north, that they didn't kill people.
Yeah, I don't think they're the same. Did we let any of the windmill guys get away?
Hmm?
No? Okay.
I thought we got them.
No plan. Why don't I just walk up to the front gate and I'm like, hello, I'm looking for work.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good
I look
idea.
like I could be a bandit, right? I'll just
Yeah,
kind of
you
like
look like
move
a
this,
BA
like,
if I've ever seen
right
one.
here, and I'm just like, hey. Yeah?
Yeah, you look like a bandit to me.
Yeah. Oh, should we...
But-
where are we going to be?
But Bryn is not
Well,
bandit.
I think Valkan could look like bandit as well. He's got mud all over
I was
face.
going to say I look pretty rugged.
Yeah. Ron, I don't really think anyone's going to think you're a bandit. You've got like paladin
Just look like a
armor on
dirty,
and
like-
like
Slightly handsome elf, that's all.
So is,
Ron can put mud on face too.
no,
the
I don't.
plan.
You just
is the plan subterfuge, and then while
you
you're
have a beard.
inside, we wait for you.
Oh yeah, you can give us a signal and we can follow.
yeah.
Once
Yeah,
you're
I
inside,
can
just
keep
think
Ron
that-
company.
I could also try to attack the guys keeping watch first, and then you can run in.
so just so I understand, what's the proposed plan now?
I don't know. We're
Okay.
so bad at plans.
I think Bryn and Valken are going to just waltz up to the front and walk right in and say that they want to join them.
And then everyone
That,
else stays
like,
behind?
They heard
Well,
of their
meanwhile-
work and that they have nowhere else to go and that they
Yeah.
want to join forces or whatever.
And then meanwhile, the others go towards like the other entrance where the hole in the wall is, and they wait for like
A
the
signal.
bird call.
I could.
We should stick to
make-
original plan.
Or they go in invisible.
I can make Ron and I invisible, and
Yeah.
we go in through the hole.
also
While you
circle
guys go
in.
in through the front door. But
Yeah.
that is
or
my
hard roll.
last second level spell, so it's a toss up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ron
that's rough.
believes everyone is sleeping. Good time to attack. We have Old Man. People from Hamlet recognize Old Man. They do not resist. They put down arms, and we easily take out thugs.
So they're saying we just like 3, 2, 1, go, and we all just run in there.
Yes.
Well, I like this plan too. It's very direct. Okay, I'm sold. Ron has won me over. He is very, very good leader.
Yeah.
Okay. Let us go.
Well,
All right.
remember, we need to find Bandit King. He needs to be alive.
Yes,
And there are
we
other
keep,
people in
We're
there
dead,
we
just
don't want to
saying.
kill.
we keep
So
Thug
let's
alive to interrogate and get information.
practice
Nearly dead.
restraint.
Yes.
So we're gonna take a break here, And then it sounds like
It's
afterwards,
not gonna go well.
we're going to have the assault on the bandit fort. So we'll be back here in just a few minutes. Thank you all for the support. I appreciate it. And we'll be back with a full-out assault, it looks like. So see you in a bit.
Yahi, dude.